Well, by the end of the last episode, we had been 6 games in a row without a win. A couple of draws in there, but still no wins to be seen. Since you've been gone, we have been slowly turning things around, and we're hoping that we can complete that U-turn today with a game against Braintree in the FA Trophy third round. What's happening, guys? Hello and welcome to Season 3, Episode 8 of Unknown to Icon. We are still the Ebbsfleet United manager, and we've got a big game coming up today in the third round of the FA Trophy. That's right, we made it past Wealdstone. Obviously, I didn't show that one, but we have had some decent results recently, so we did make it to the third round, which is great, and we're due to play that one today. We're going to have a look at the results since the last episode. We're also just going to have a quick look at the squad, as I have put a couple of people on the transfer list, some of which has been recommended by my staff members, some of which I've made the executive call. Some of them may not end up leaving, but I feel like we need to start making some inroads into turning this wage bill around, because we are decreasing at a ridiculous speed, even when the board put just shy of 400k into the bank account not so long back. But first off, let's have a quick look around the squad and just have a look at who we're potentially looking to move on. So this is our squad at the moment. Obviously, I've sorted it at the moment by wage. Aaron Cole is somebody that we've put on the list. He's a good player, but we've got a couple of other midfielders that can play within that role. We've got obviously Mikel Bogle-Campbell, who can play there, who is a young up-and-coming central attacking midfielder. He's potentially going to play in that Aaron Cole role. And then we do also have, obviously, George Lapsley and Taylor Maloney, who can play there as well. The reason I say both of those as a possibility is because there is another midfielder who we have put on the list. It is Taylor Hart. So he is potentially going to be leaving the club. So I've put him on the list. He's unhappy about club finances, has no interest in renewing his contract with us next season. So we could potentially move him on as soon as possible, get £400 off of the wage bill, and also get some potential money for him rather than letting him just see out his contract. Jack Connor has been listed. He is on £325 a week, and he's certainly not performing in that kind of way. So he has been listed, and I have listed Ben Bottomley as well. So we do have a few people who are potentially going to be moving out of the club. Ben Wells is currently on the transfer list, but we'll see how we go in terms of him. He is a bit of a key player across both roles. And Will Dawes has been listed as well. Obviously, if these players move out of the club, we will then look to fill their position. But we've got, obviously, a couple of wingers who play on the left side at the moment already. Ryan McLean is, to be honest, although worse than Will Dawes, has been playing considerably better than Will Dawes and is on no money. So that's good for us to have as a non-contract. Obviously, I would like, if we can, to be able to make up a half-decent squad with some of these players moving out of the club. Now, the problem is some of the players that we are looking to get rid of are some of our better players. So people like, Aaron Cole is obviously a 3.5-star current ability central midfielder. You've then got Taylor Hart, who's a 3-star current ability, 5-star potential, but he has no interest in staying at the club, so the potential is irrelevant to us, really. So it could be time to move him on, as he's not performed very well at all for us. Ben Bottomley was just shocking in the last one. I feel like we can get a better goalkeeper than him in as our backup goalkeeper, who isn't taking up £200 a week for no reason, although he does have some potential about him as well. But then at the same time, with the potential, if you have a look at Miles Roberts, he has a current 3-star ability and has 4.5-star potential ability. So Miles Roberts is definitely our starting keeper at the moment. He's definitely also our young keeper at the moment. If we want to bring somebody else in younger, that's cool, and we could potentially look to do that. But £200 a week for a backup keeper who has had a shocker whenever we've chosen him is not going to cut it. So Ben Bottomley is on the list. Jack Connor is on the list. Taylor Hart is on the list. Charlie Hughes is listed, but I think I'm going to actually take Charlie Hughes off of the list for now, because I think I do want him to stay, especially if we're going to be getting rid of Connor Dawes. There you go. Charlie Hughes no longer on the list. Will Dawes is on the list. Ben Wells is on the list. We're going to see how he goes, but on £500 a week for our not starting centre-back, that's probably somebody that needs to move on, and we can fill his position elsewhere. And that is about it for now. So some of those players definitely are going to be leaving the club. A few of them are talking to clubs to try and drum up some interest in them. So Ben Bottomley is talking to clubs. Taylor Hart is talking to clubs. I think Will Dawes is talking to clubs as well. I am just going to offer Ben Wells out to clubs now, just to see if we can get something for him he is apparently very interested in speaking to other clubs. So I think it is time to move some of these players on. I mean, look, if we can get rid of Aaron Call, Ben Wells, Will Dawes, Taylor Hart, and Ben Bottomley, and Jack Connor, that would put us in a position where we have an extra 2,725 to go against the wage bill. If we have a look at it at the moment, obviously you can see that we have 6,577 to spend, and we're currently spending 8,080. So if we do end up moving all of those players on, obviously, as you can see, we are spending £6,500. Sorry, we have a wage budget of £6,500 a week, and we are spending just over £8,500 a week. If we were to move all of those players on and clear up all of those wages for what I've just said, we would be at a wage budget of £5,955 a week, which means we would still have just over £600 to be spending on wages for potential replacements for those players. So that's where we're at with the squad at the moment. They may not all move on. Some of them may not be able to find people to pay their wages. I think Aaron Call is going to be a serious problem in terms of trying to get that wage covered anywhere else. But we're trying, and we'll see how we go. Let's jump over and have a look at the results, and then we'll get into today's game. Alrighty, so this is how we've been looking. Obviously, last time out, we played the games against Maidstone and Enfield, where we did lose and then draw. We then played Wealdstone in the FA Trophy second round, where we won 2-0. Really good result on the day. We were away from home. They had the better start to things, certainly, but then they didn't really capitalise on anything that they were doing. Our back line had a great game all the way across, and Miles Roberts in goal, which was lovely to see. And then we did nick a couple of late goals. Charlie Hughes got 2. We'll just show you those very quickly. So Sam Osborne bombing up the right wing, passes the ball through. Charlie Hughes takes it. I thought he was going to knock it across to Wesley, but he doesn't. He just smashes it past the goalkeeper. That was the first one. Second goal comes on through. Wesley takes the ball on, somehow manages to hold his man off, and that is a lovely pass across the front of goal. How those two defenders didn't stop it, I don't know. And Charlie Hughes absolutely buries it, so an 8.4 from him on the day. Great performance. Next game that we played was against Eastbourne Borough, and unfortunately this one was another defeat. So we did play them at home as well, which was the concerning part, but really, really decent game from a couple of players here. So Osborne had a great game. Maloney had a great game, which was nice to see because we don't play him very often. That sort of gave me the confidence to know that we can move on a couple of these central midfielders that don't really want to be here or are on too much money, and we'll have the backups to be able to take their roles. Connor Roberts also played well from I believe he came on at right back, or no, he actually came on at centre back, I think, to replace Walsall. So 6.3 from him. And unfortunately, we did concede this goal in. It was a penalty. Nothing much that we can do. Miles Roberts even made the save, and somehow he comes back to get it on the rebound. Just really, really unfortunate there, to be honest. But our strikers just had an absolute shocking game for this one. Just unable to finish anything that we were creating at all. So very, very disappointing to see. Next game against Worthing was much better result. We were away from home, and we did win the game 4-1, which was fantastic. As you can see, we got 3 goals relatively early on. So by the 52nd minute, we were 3-0 up, and that put us in a very strong position. Some fantastic performances. Aaron Cole on a 9.2, maybe debate taking him off the transfer list for a minute. Grant finally pulled his socks up and gave us a performance that we sort of know he's been capable of, which is an 8.2. And McLean, like I say, he's been playing outstanding on that left wing. So Dawes is struggling to get into the team when McLean's been playing the way that he has. Let's have a little look at the goals. Now, it was a relatively easy game, even game in terms of XG, but that's a lovely ball forward. Aaron Call to McLean, and he just chips the goalkeeper. What a cracker for the first one. Second goal, Aaron Call, ball in. Grant gets the header and drops it into the back of the net, which is lovely. Obviously, that went towards his 8.2 performance. Call and Grant, definite nice link up between the two there. Charlie Hughes takes the ball down in front of the defender and slots it home. So there were our 3 nice early on goals. I say early on, 52nd minute, but you know, ball over the top. Unfortunately, we just didn't deal with it very well. Our defence just didn't keep up with Lodovica. Osborne across. Wesley came back out to Osborne. You thought it was going to be a goal there, and I thought that was going to be a penalty, and then McLean slots it away. So that was our 4-1 victory. So yeah, I mean, look, if that goal didn't go in, we would probably had a penalty there at the end anyway. But Ryan McLean in the 88th minute does make it a brace for himself for the day. Fantastic result. Next game that we played was against local rivals Dartford. Now, I was very tempted to put this one on, but seeing as we had the FA Trophy next, I just thought we'll just leave this one. We did play it against Dartford and we won the game at 2-0, which was fantastic. Nice early goal from Ethan Walsall. And then just before half-time from Charlie Hughes with a penalty. Some decent performances. Again, back line, really, really good performances. 8.1 and 7.7. These two really coming into their own as our starting centre-backs, which is good. And Miles Roberts, as usual, cementing the fact that he is our starting goalkeeper. And there's no real need for Ben Bottomley to even exist at Ebbsfleet. We'll see if that's the way that it works. And hopefully we can move him on pretty quickly and find ourselves another backup goalkeeper, because we very rarely need one. I think I've had to play Bottomley once or twice. I think I've had to. So, and he's like a 1.5 star sweeper keeper, which is what we play with. So it's not the ideal situation, and we could probably do much better. Let's have a look at the goals for this game. Only a couple of goals for today, both in the first half. Lovely free kick from Ethan Walsall. Don't know what he's doing taking free kicks, to be honest, but it was fantastic. And then a penalty. So nothing from open play, but 2 set-piece masterclasses. Very, very close from Walsall as well. I was very impressed that he managed to get it up and over the wall and into that far corner. And then Hughes obviously does bang away the penalty as well. So those are the results from there. And if we just have a very quick look at the league, as you can see, things have been going all right since the last episode. We're now back up into 13th spot on 25 points. The drop is currently sat at 21 points, which is Enfield Town. So we are still, 4 points ahead of the drop at the moment. But there's a lot of teams in between us. So we're looking good at around mid-table. There's an argument to say that if we continue to pull out results in the way that we're pulling out, we might even be closer to getting ourselves into a playoff position than we are into a relegation position, which would be an outstanding turn of events considering where we were when I took over the job. That being said, let's not get overly confident. Today's focus is on the FA Trophy, where we will be playing Braintree. Braintree not even in the playable leagues, so it should be a dominant performance. Said that before and it hasn't worked out though. Let's see. So this is our lineup for the game today against Braintree. We've got Miles Roberts in goal, Taylor at left back, O'Connor and Grant are making up our centre back pairing today because Walsall's a little bit tired. Connor Roberts is at right back, Lapsley and Boggle Campbell in central midfield, McLean on the left, Osborne on the right, and Hughes and Wesley up top as usual. I've got a good feeling about today. I feel like we're going to be in the 4th round of the FA Trophy. All right, here we go. So we are in the away kit today. It's actually a really nice kit. I really like the colour. It's like that really sharp cyan blue, and we've played well in it before. So, the last time I remember us playing in it anyway. So, draw, win, loss, win, win. Not too bad. Much better improved on the last time that you saw our record just before a game, which I think it was loss, draw, draw, loss, loss. Not so great. Hopefully today we can do an absolute number on Braintree, pop a few goals past them and build up the confidence a little bit even more, which will be lovely. Everybody from the off looks like they're having an all right day. Nobody's immediately had a shocker, which we sometimes do see, especially down at these lower leagues. Here we go. Lapsley, ball out to McLean, back all the way to O'Connor. We are definitely playing control possession football, and we're actually doing it relatively well. We seem to... Oi, oi, that was a lovely challenge. McLean on the ball, drop it back. I should have pulled it back to the edge of the box there. Who was that? Who was available? I think Boggle Campbell was stood on the edge of the box waiting for it. Osborne to take the corner. In it comes. Headed straight back out to him. He's put it back in again. Unfortunately, we are not able to get the head on this time. It falls to their defender in Berry. Well, their striker in Berry, I should probably say. Here we go. Osborne from a free kick then. Back into O'Connor. Oh, it's gone in! Harris O'Connor has scored for Ebbsfleet Town. That is a very fortunate one. Header not bad, but straight at the keeper. And unfortunately, he has an absolute mare, doesn't he? Let's see what happens here. Didn't see it properly. Oh, he's had a shocker. Chadwick's tried to slap it over the net. That isn't actually, I'll be honest, actually quite a poor header. It's just directly at the keeper. He should have saved that. And we're very likely to be 1-0 up there. And Braintree will be thinking that they're very unlucky to be 1-0 down. Actually a relatively even game. I mean, they're taking advantage of the fact that they're at home. 5 shots. They've only had 1 on target, so they're not capitalising on anything. But they've had more shots than we have and more possession. So from a team who's playing controlled possession football against a team not even in the playable divisions, we should really be doing better. Joe Wesley looking a little bit complacent there on a 6.5. And Ryan McLean's actually having a bit of a poor performance today as well on a 6.4. So we're definitely going to have to make some changes at some point. Jake Grant, I've just realised, is absolutely knackered. So he is going to have to come off. Gives us a chance to bring Wells on off the bench. Make the most of his £400-500, whatever it was that he's earning again. Ball forward up towards Hughes. Isn't able to get there. Sorry. Boggle Campbell out to Osborne. Back to Connor Roberts. Over the top towards Hughes again. Target man. He does struggle a little bit, actually. Sometimes he brings it down fantastically, and other times he gets swamped. Oh, lovely ball there. Lovely stop from Grant. Hoops the ball forward. Whiting over the top towards Rush. He's got to be offside, surely. Oh, in the middle. Fielding. They've scored. Was he not offside? Oh, he wasn't. Right. Time to make some changes. Surely we're not going to go to a replay. Demand a bit more from the boys. Ball comes in. Headed out. Looks like Taylor's managed to get it away, which is lovely. And he's away on the break. Nobody there to help him out, though. He's been tackled, but he's managed to hold on to it. Passes the ball through to Connor. Jack Connor. Redemption time. It's got in. Jack Connor comes on. And it's redemption for Ebbsfleet. That is tactical genius right there. Not really. But I am going to claim it. Jack Connor comes on for Joe Wesley, who's having a shocker, and just absolutely chips the goalkeeper, makes him look a mug. And unfortunately, the defender's trying to get there, and it just comes in off the inside of the post. What a lovely goal to put us ahead. Here we go, though. This is probably where we can see this is just destined to be a draw, isn't it? Lovely double save there from Miles Roberts, just proving why he's the top dog. Mahoney passes it back to Chadwick, their keeper. I really thought there was going to be a fumble there. Wells picks up the ball at centre-back, passes it out to Connor Roberts. Lovely ball over the top towards Hughes. Boggle Campbell takes it in the middle. It's through to Jack Connor again. It's a Jack Connor brace. And I think that might be the tie wrapped up. 3-1. What a fantastic performance from Jack Connor. That's him coming on and going, oh yeah, pal, transfer list, is it? You think that's a good idea? There's 2 goals that you wouldn't have had if I wasn't here. I hate it when they make me sweat about decisions that I've made. I suppose he's not left yet. But God, that's a good performance. That's the kind of performance that you need to see from your player who you thought was going to be your star man on day one of the job. He's finally remembered how to play the game. Harris O'Connor, we just want to tell him to calm down as well because he's on a yellow card. And, maybe I'm a little bit overcautious when it comes to these bookings, but after getting 2 reds that one game for both of our centre-backs, I feel like, I'm justified. Lovely job. We'll just praise the boys. They're doing well. O'Connor hoofs it forward, only as far as Whiting, towards Fielding. He's got to be offside. It is. It is offside. I was going to say, there's no way that's onside. Oh, it's close, though. It is close. They'll be feeling a bit hard done by there. Miles Roberts, bit of a weak save, so good job that he was offside. Oh, ball back out towards Osborne. He doesn't quite get there. Berry only heads it as far as him, though. Lapsley, just wide of the post. Good effort from the boys. We've played really, really well here today. I mean, a bit of a slip. We would, to be honest, I would have liked us to do a little bit better, considering the quality of team that we're playing against. But we've come away from home, played our game, which you probably shouldn't be playing away from home in non-league, and we've managed to win the game 3-1. Jack Connor comes on to save us. That was a terrible header from O'Connor, but thankfully he managed to recover it with his pace there. Fielding's in. Oh, that's a terrible goal to concede in the last minute. Not quite sure what's gone on there. The clearance from Taylor's not great to start with. Amidi puts the ball in. Fielding absolutely turns O'Connor. He's had a shocker of a game. Well, he hasn't. He's on a 7.6, but that's poor. On a yellow card and somehow loses his man. And he's keeping him on side as well. Oh, dear. Mahoney ball forward. O'Connor heads it on. Back to Miles Roberts, who recovers the ball and lies down on it. 3-2 is... Oh, it's 4-2. Charlie Hughes. And Miles Roberts picks up an assist. Is that right? No, he must have been offside. Oh, that was a mental end to the situation. We're still playing for some reason. 94.5 minutes. We've recovered the ball. Taylor, get rid. Roberts, get rid. One of you. Ball over the top. Jack Connor, back to Hughes. Back to Lapsley. Dawes. That's a crack from miles out and it goes over the bar. That's about all Will Dawes has done all day. I'm confused by this. So the disallowed goal, why has it been disallowed? Oh, he was a mile offside, that's why. Okay. Well, look, bit of a hectic end. I didn't really know what was going on there, but Jack Connor comes on, scores 2 goals, tells me to shut up and take him off the transfer list, essentially. Well, he might not want to be taken off the transfer list. But Braintree, in all fairness to them, I know that we were at their place, but they had the better XG than us by the end of the game. And we were probably pretty lucky to go through there 3-2. So, you know, whatever. We are through. But we could have done it a bit smoother. Well, there you have it. The U-turn in regard to form has been completed. We are through to the 4th round of the FA Trophy. And there's 3 wins on the bounce. Something you definitely can't argue with our run of form being as poor as it has been. Now, if you've enjoyed that video and the series so far, please do smash that like button. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more FM23 content.